What's going on, everybody? This is the bar in my mother's basement, which is currently where I'm residing. I am. What a fucking. What a shitty way to open up a video. Um, yeah, so I just worked 10 hours. My job, thankfully, is not very physically demanding, which is a first for me. I drive trucks right now, but um, it's very mentally tiring, and it's crazy because it's not so much like mentally stimulating, because it's not. I'm just like holding a wheel and shit. But like it's like I can't, you can't really fuck off much when you're doing something like that. You're like focusing on the road constantly and whatever, jumping out as fast as you can to like hook up to like trailers and pull in places. Not that my job's hard. My job's easy. It's just mentally tiring by the end of a 10-hour day. So what I'm doing right now is I'm eating some shrimp, and I have some barbecue chicken thighs right here, which by the way is my favorite. So what I'm supposed to do right now is I'm supposed to eat 10 ounces of shrimp, and I think it's like 100 grams of green beans. So I'm kind of being a fuck off right now, but I actually met my markers for my check-in like big time, so that's exciting. And I have an option to throw in like, actually it's not an option. I'm pre-prep right now. I thought I would be initiating my prep this past week, but I had such a good transition that my coach decided it'd be best to give it one more week, this coming week, and then officially starting into prep at 18 weeks out, which I really hope I can get into shape fast, even though that's a lot of time to play with. Because when you lose weight really fast, the problem is your skin doesn't exactly hold really tight to the muscle and all that. And I'm very proud of myself this past bulk, even though I got fatter than I should have. I can tell just by how I look currently at the body fat I'm at, like I definitely put on some muscle, and that's exciting. Especially my legs still look like shit, but they're better. They don't look as shitty, which is good, because a few rotations more of that over a couple years, I think I'll be in a good spot if I do everything right. So I'm having these right now. Cardio's not really tough right now. I can't even really call it cardio because I'm waking up. I'm doing 15 minutes of HISS cardio. HISS, so high intensity steady state. And I'm doing that for 15 minutes fasted. So that means with no food in my stomach upon waking. So I'm doing that. I'm taking a little bit of T4, some caffeine before that. And right now, the reason we're not starting prep for another week is that thankfully I had like a stagnant week where like I didn't change weight at all. Then it started, my metabolism is speeding up slowly, so it kind of went down, the weight went down more, which is good, because an irresponsible thing I did, which I don't recommend anyone do, because I could have done this way better, is my coach passed away, so I was like, I gotta coast my own off season, but and I was overthinking things. So I'm like, well, I'm rebounding, I'm transitioning into a growth phase. I've been on cycle for a long time. Is it gonna? And I got in my head like, am I gonna fuck everything up if I go on TRT for 6 weeks in the midst of this important growth period? So what I did was I didn't get off, and that's bad. I can't imagine what my blood work looks like right now, and I hope to God my coach does not request me to get it until after my show. Even though it's smart to see it right now, I know it's not good, but the thing is, when I'm doing there's a lot of changes being made to at least make things healthier than they have been. So that's good. Supplement-wise, just diet-wise, all that. Even though I'm eating this shit right now. But keep in mind, this is the first time I've had anything like this in 5 weeks. And it's just 3 chicken thighs with a little barbecue sauce on them. There's not, the skin is on one of them, but the other two, no, there's no skin. So, again, not ideal, but it's like a cleaner cheat, I guess. And I'm really excited for this prep because I just want to see what I'm capable of. And I'm jumping right into a national qualifier because I don't want to do a local show if it's not going to lead in the trajectory of where I want my career to go. You know, people are inundated with so many things around them, whether it be like excess of people trying to coach and all these different styles of training and all kinds of wacky diet advice. I have a very reputable coach. My coach that passed away spoke very highly of him, and I respected my coach that passed away big time. His name was Boston Lloyd. And he actually believed in me. He was surprised at how fast I was growing, and that kind of like made me think like, you know, I definitely don't have world-class genetics, but it made me feel good because I'm like, well, I definitely got something here to work with. And I feel like I owe it to him and I owe it to myself to do well. So I'm doing a national qualifier. So I don't know if I have to win it or just place very well, but either way, even if I bomb it, that's fine. I'm going to keep bombing the shows I need to do as many times as I have to until I start succeeding, because my goal is to be an IFBB pro. So we're making things happen. There's like nothing really crazy diet-wise or any of that. I can tell you right now, I imagine I'm going to be one of those guys that has to do 2 hours of cardio a day at the back end of prep to get down to like almost 0% body fat, because when I was with Boston, we were doing like 45 minutes a day, like every fucking day, and I got around like 8%, and the diet was pretty restrictive up to that point. Like I would come home starving, and you know, there's actually a lot of tips and tricks I'd like to share towards like how to combat hunger when you're dieting and need to, and being restrictive. I have a lot of useful tips and insights on how to do that. I'm going to do like another video on that. But anyway, so my goal with this whole thing is I'd really like to get a YouTube channel going. I'm going to try and document as much of this as I can. You know, it's difficult because people that are more established, they could have film crews and everything filming them. I'm a guy that's currently staying with his mother, trying to save up money to get an apartment and actually have a bed in that apartment, and you know, spending money on competing, and you know, I'm working full time. Like I don't have that at my accessibility right now, but my dream is that this could be my life one day. That my job will be bodybuilding. That would be amazing to me. So I'm trying to do everything I can to make that happen. You know, again, you know, I'm definitely not big yet. People flatter me and say I am pretty big. I have a lot of work to do. I'm not big. I will say I'm decently strong, but again, I don't hold a candle to many people out there. So, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to do my thing, hit the gym. I'm going 6 days a week now. It's my program, and it's actually really strenuous because my coach was like, he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna focus on strength right now. By the way, you're doing more volume and you have 60-second rest in between every set. Whoa. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Because, you know, my strength has gone down, of course, because it's 60 seconds between every set, and the weight needs to pyramid up every set of every exercise. So it's like, I definitely found like a baseline to start at with that, and I've been progressing up, and I'm hitting failure and all those markers, but my body is still not 100% used to the whole thing. Like for instance, like one of my workouts, the workout's like 10 sets of squats, and that actually has 30-second rest in between, and you know, like you're gonna puke doing stuff like that. And honestly, the only thing that gets me through it is I get to like set 6, and I'm like, all right, you already made it this far. Just finish. And I tell myself that every time. And I still, you know, pyramid the weight up and hit PRs on that every week. But it's hard. You would think I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into that hyped up. Like I gotta be hyped up to do that. I have not been hyped up a single time. I actually I was trying to think of like creative ways to slow my heart rate down because the rest period is so short. I was thinking I got to do something to try and get my heart rate down as low as possible for the next set because my heart rate's at like 160 to 180 the whole time I'm doing this. So I try to implement. When it's funny, this actually worked for me. I was like, I'm gonna play soft classical music the whole time. I'm doing that because I'm like that'll settle me down instead of blasting metal in my ears, and it actually worked. No, I was surprised with that. But I'm optimistic here. I'm doing my best. I hope people will get to see my personality more as time goes on. Like I love being wacky, I love being goofy. I don't really think there's a need to take yourself super seriously. I mean, like this whole thing is goofy, right? Like you're going up on stage in your underwear in front of people and you're like trying to present your physique the best. But like the poses, there's a goofiness factor to the whole thing. I see so many people taking themselves seriously. I'm like, man, this is just lifting weights. Like, it doesn't got to be like that. But yeah, I'm hanging in there. My shoulders are pretty fucked up. Believe it. I'll go in more detail with that in other videos. What I will say now is, like, you younger guys out there, I'm 28 by the way, but I've been lifting since I've been 15 years old. Yeah, don't judge me because of how I look right now. I didn't commit to bodybuilding until like 25, okay? No, but what I will say to those younger guys, do not put incline movements on aggressive angles. Don't do it. I'll go into more detail like why that fucked me up over time, but imagine doing that for almost a decade and then reaching a point where your shoulders are so fucked, like it's I'm not even able to feel really good muscle contractions trying to get deep on a shoulder press. I can't even really do it well right now. I'm to the point where I definitely need labral repair surgery on my right shoulder. And that got sort of fucked up from powerlifting. I didn't have the best coach for that, and I didn't communicate well. So it got me injured. And I didn't ask enough questions. I cannot stress that enough. When you have a coach, ask questions. And if they're a dick about answering it, get rid of that coach. I don't care how much you vibe with them. They're not effective, and they're really being shitty because it's their job, and if they can't explain something to you, tell them to kick rocks. So I'm eating the shrimp first because I want to finish with the delicious part. So I'm doing my best to make the most of what I got going for me right now. I'm probably not going to do all lifting content. I have a lot of strong opinions on a lot of things. So I think it'd be funny to make videos and just like eventually over time have people shit on me or like bring up counterpoints, or it's interesting. It makes me laugh. I don't take much things seriously. Like if you go to my Instagram at Jeff Robillard, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see like me doing check-in picture progress pics, and I'm happy because like there's progress being made. But like someone will like dip in and like everyone on the internet nowadays, they like want to throw a fucking dart at you. Like they want to sandbag throw a sandbag in your fucking way every time you're trying to like put yourself out there. So people are like, wow, no fucking wheels, your legs fucking suck, dude, just quit. And it's humorous to me because as the person who's building the physique, they're commenting on like some body part of yours that sucks, and you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea, thank you. Like I know I know they suck. I'm working on them. And honestly, the negativity fuels me so much. Like, I remember I pissed off Hunter Henderson for making fun of the fact that she pees everywhere every time she does a compound lift. And her friend was trying to, like, shit on me. And I'm laughing the entire time. And everyone's like, this guy fucking bullies women. Go kill yourself. And I'm like, wow. Like, that part, I'm like, do you hear yourself right now? But, like, the shit people were saying about how I look or how my beard's shitty or, like, all this stuff. I would have made fun of something better. Like, you could have made fun of that I have a lisp. Like, it would have been way better. But you can't take that shit seriously. You know, the internet, your life on the internet it's like a glass house, and everyone has a brick. It's really what it is. And you know, the negativity, I understand, like, it does get to me sometimes, but that shit fuels me. Like, my whole life, like, if anyone ever said I couldn't do something, that was the driving factor in me accomplishing things. I need someone to tell me I'm not shit and I won't be anything. That shit, I will get the most done the more people that give me that hate. So I love that shit. I love that shit because proving people wrong is just this validation for yourself where you're like, yeah, I fucking did that. I did that and no one thought I could. So I don't really know how to close out this video. My food's getting cold because by the way, I love rambling. I hope eventually someone enjoys that shit. I got one for you. I actually heard this. So, why was the Battle of Bunker Hill so slippery? It's because the British were coming. Yeah, I know. Not the best joke, but I heard that actually made me laugh. Saying it, not so much. Kind of, what do you want from me? I'm trying to be a bodybuilder here. So yeah, I'm hanging in there. You like my tattoo? Maybe I'll go into that later. So my name is Jeff. I'm gonna have better content eventually. Thinking about making a GoFundMe so I can get a laptop and a good camera to make these videos, so I can edit and actually have good content to put out. And if anyone has had any mild interest in my life whatsoever while I have food in my mouth, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm just putting myself out there, showing my personality, and letting people know I have a gigantic penis. Thank you.